draw, whole world disappears. All the crap of just everyday life that people have to deal with, it disappears. The concentration that it requires, you need that time to just settle down and look at the world. Block in a little bit more the eye sockets. Still making changes, like especially the forehead. It's like way more square, and I have to get the cheekbones more prominent, especially the jawbone is like all the way down here. Every time you fix one thing, you got to fix 8 other things, but that's okay. Place the ears, which are much lower. Remember, the ears are cartilage, so they're not very structured. Let's block in the nose. Lip is like really small, geez. People have been asking me, how do you draw teeth without them looking creepy? They can be difficult to do. Don't outline every single tooth. I hope you guys like the photos because I want to draw real people. I do, and that's a taste thing. I mean, maybe not everybody wants to do that. Maybe everybody wants to draw women who are size 0 and white, but you know, whatever. Like, I don't want to do that. That to me doesn't represent what the world is really like. Let me get the sides of the nose and maybe a little indication of the nostrils. Oh man, the eye sockets are not that clear in this photo. There are these bags under the eyes. That's sort of helpful. And let me redefine the cheekbone because I lost the cheekbone for a little while. I'm going to go back in. I'm going to accentuate the rollers because they're such a critical part of this portrait. Actually, the hair should be a lot higher. I'm just going to try to approximate the shape. I don't want to go too dark. I mean, I know eventually I will, but I don't want to do too soon, like just in case I change my mind. And again, here it gets confusing because this is just like a black shape, but that's okay. I like to start with the upper eyelid and develop both eyes at the same time. Like, don't go eye by eye. That's not such a good idea. And this person, their eyelashes are like really accentuated. And I'm gonna slow down a little, even though I don't want to. I don't know, like I always get stressed. I'm like, oh, I'm not being gestural enough. The eyebrows, God, they are high up. They're drawn on, so it's like you have to look at that because this is not what the anatomy does. Like if you try to put the eyebrows where they're supposed to be, they're not gonna work. And here I am gonna pull up maybe a little more forehead because that is sort of distracting. It doesn't feel structured, like I really want the structure to come across. So I'm gonna try to focus on that. Maybe this little shadow will help me out. Little spots to accentuate. Like I'm not gonna draw the whole lip, but I'm gonna emphasize the part that I think sticks out the most. That's what's hard about anatomy. It's like you gotta pick. What do I draw first? This person has a very dramatic chin, and so I'm gonna try to make that a little bit rounder. If you're drawing eyes, what matters more is the eyelids than the pupil. Like a lot of people get really fixated on the pupil, and I get it, because that's the part of the eye that people communicate with, and so it makes sense to me. But from a structural point of view, it's really the eyelids. There's a really nice shadow here that's coming down the side, and now let's really pump up the nose. This person has tiny pockets on their lip, like it's so small. And actually, let's put in a little bit of the teeth, just so subtly so that they're there. And I want to show like the mess of the hair, toss in some like crazier marks. I feel that the hair is like, geez, like half this person's personality in the photo really is in the hair. Oh, it's beautiful. Let's really define. Let's define more like the top of the hair, because this area is pretty articulated, whereas some of the rest of the hair is very, very different. Philtrum. We got to do the philtrum. Okay, here we go. Philtrum is the form in the middle that's in between the nose and the mouth, and it's important because if you don't have it, you're not really going to get a good sense of space. Pull in some of the kneaded eraser. I like the kneaded eraser for when I want to like de-emphasize things. If I want to highlight this,